Hello friends, welcome to the Shikhar series. In Shikhar series, as you know, we are covering all the subjects ABM, BFM, ABFM, BRBL. Those are new for them. Those who are following this regularly, you already know everything. So four subjects, all the four subjects we are covering. Theory, objective questions, numericals, everything. And importantly remember, today, now I'll come to the point. Today what are we covering? We are covering LPP, linear programming, and I'll be covering one numerical over here. Very important. Case study. Definitely asked in the exam. Sure question in the exam. I'll cover that case study at the end. So, watch the video till the end. Like the video. Everyone, like it first. Before watching, like it. Okay? Like the video. Share it with your friends. Share it on all your social media platforms. Like the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Do it fast. Okay? So here I'll be covering LPP, linear programming. What is LPP? Linear programming is a technique used for solving the problems in the companies. Means, obviously you'll say, sir, everything is a problem. You have to solve all the problems only. This technique contains constraints as well as objectives. Means, what are your limitations? And what are your objectives? Means, for example, I'll give you a very simple example about LPP. All of us have salaries. Salaries are limited, and your wants or your requirements are always one step ahead of your salaries. Kindly note, every time you be at any level, any salary, you'll note one thing, because there is a law. The law says that expenses will expand and eat up all your income available anytime. If you have a salary of 40,000, then also your expenses will be 41,000. If you have a salary of 1 lakh, your expenses will be 1 lakh 1,000. So what we have to do is, our salary, we have to see to it that the salary is judicially means cleverly spent on whatever is required. Because wants are many things, needs are many things, right? Means you want a car also, you want a house also, you want to pay the fees of your children also. But salary is limited. So you have to prioritize where I have to give the money first. So this is known as constraint. Constraint, okay? Constraint means my salary is limited. Similarly, same thing happens in the companies also. Your income is limited. Sales limited, but your expansions are big. You have to expand a lot. You have to do this project, you have to do that project, you have to purchase that company, you have to expand your marketing team. Where is the money? Limited. Prioritize. That is shown in LPP. Okay. So we'll be solving one numerical also and objective questions also. Let's start. Okay. First one, which of the following methods provide an algorithm which is based on the fundamental theory of linear programming? Algorithm of LPP. So which of them provides the algorithm? Everyone? Which of them will provide the algorithm? Okay, firstly, let's go back to LPP. In LPP, kindly note, in linear programming, there are two methods. Okay, two methods. Graphical, and second one is simplex. Okay, graphical and simplex. One thing I'll tell you, graphical method is easy. Simplex is difficult. Keep it very clear. In exam, you get numericals. You get numericals on graphical method. Here you get numericals. On simplex method, you will be getting theory. Because numerical of simplex method is a long-term issue. It will take around 5 to 6 pages. You have to do iterations. So that's why graphical and simplex. What is graphical method? Graphical means basically, see, name itself, graph. There is x-axis, there is y-axis, x, y, right? This is x, this is y. And we plot the points over here. All the constraints we plot. Then whether it's less than or equal to, so this is known as the feasible area or feasible region. We plot this feasible region. Then we plot these feasible points, origin, A point, B point, C point. So O, A, B, C, O. O, A, B, C and again O. So starting from the origin, coming back to origin. This is known as a feasible region in graphical area, graphical method. Okay. In simplex method, we have iterations. Now I won't go into the details over here right now. Okay. In simplex method, you have to follow the algorithm. So provides an algorithm. So the answer is quite simple over here. Graphical, simplex, using R and using open solver. These two are out. Okay, these two are not related to you at all. So forget them. These are not asked in the exam also. So the answer over here importantly is simplex. Okay, what is simplex method? Simplex method is a theoretical method in which you have the outgoing variable, incoming variable. Outgoing, incoming. And then what do? You follow this system till you get a level that's called a zero level. And there will be answers here. Don't go into that details. This I'll teach you whenever we have this in the paid class. The focus batch is coming up 21st of February. Join this focus batch immediately. Huh? In details we are covering everything. I'll show you at the end. Okay. So this is simplex. In simplex you have this algorithm. In graphical, you don't have the algorithm. You have to plot this. This is these are all constraints, and then you have the objective function, which is moved on all these points. Later, let's see in the numericals. Okay. Dash is a way of studying the effect of changes in the real system through models. Dash is a way of studying the effect of changes in the real system through models. Linear programming, simulation, queuing and correlation. Now I know, now the chapter is of linear programming. So everyone will say, chapter linear programming का है, तो answer linear programming ही होगा. It's not that. Okay? The answer is not that. Answer is not LPP. You are focusing on models over here. Models. Models means what? Futuristic. Linear programming is back. History. Linear programming, you are having the constraints. Okay? And you have just a set of equations and you are finding the answer, objectives in this. LPP is not the answer. Models, either simulation, queuing or correlation. Queuing technique is not there for your studies. So this is also out. Correlation is different. Correlation doesn't study models. Correlation studies the relationship between X and Y. Right? It studies the relationship between X and Y. There is a coefficient called as R. In the correlation topic, we did it. Okay, R equals to all that covariance of xy upon psi x psi y. I won't go into the details now. So the answer is this, simulation. Next chapter which you are having, which is coming up, is simulation. After this LPP, we have this simulation. Simulation technique is a technique in which you consider models. Now models are also called as scenarios, various scenarios. So models are also called as scenarios. So we have scenario analysis. There is a typical scenario analysis which is always asked in exam, and that is known as, anyone knows which scenario analysis is asked or which model technique is asked generally in exams? Which one? Let me see how many of you know it. Think. Which technique is asked? Generally, in simulation. Yes, 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 yes. Everyone. In the meantime, let's sing a song. Right? So, forget the song. I was just joking. So, coming back. This Monte Carlo. This is always asked to you in exam. Monte Carlo. Very important. Huh? Monte Carlo simulation. This will be there in your ABM, this will be there in your BFM, it will be there in your ABFM. All the three subjects Monte Carlo will be there. Filtration. Monte Carlo means filtration. Okay? Filtration means you consider one set of elements, then some 5 constants are there or 5 objectives are there. You go on filtering. From 5 you come to 3, from 3 you come to 1. That is Monte Carlo. Okay, this is also called as Delphi technique. Delphi, that's a separate here. Don't go into Delphi right now. I just gave you the reference as it has come. So, Monte Carlo simulation is an important question in your exams. So, the answer over here was simulation. Got it? Next one. Now, theory. Let's cover some theory. Means basics of LPP. Means 2 questions you solved it. Let's cover some theory. LPP means what? Linear programming refers to several related mathematical techniques that are used to allocate limited resources among the competing demands in an optimal way. What is this big sentence? This one. Okay, both of them. What is this big sentence? See, it means that mathematical techniques, simple word, mathematical techniques used to limited resources. Here, your salary is limited. This is your salary, limited. And competing demands. Demands are more. Children's fees. Buying a flat for EMI for the car, EMI for the flat. Okay, competing demands. So you have to prioritize. Going for a vacation, prioritize. Okay, so competing demands, mathematical techniques are used to allocate resources, limited resources for the competing demands. For obtaining the optimal solution, the problem should be structured in a particular format. Structured. What do you mean by structured? You must have the equations. Any problem, you must be able to get to the equations of that. You must be able to form the equations. What do you mean by equations? Suppose if I say, example, I'll give you one example of equation. Suppose if I say, my salary of the employee should not be greater than 50,000. If I say this equation, means I give it as an equation, or I give it as a constraint. My salary of the employee should not be greater than 50,000. So, what is the equation? So, equation becomes salary less than or equal to 50,000, isn't it? So you are able to find, convert everything in form of equations. Okay, my production time should not be more than 8 hours. So production time less than or equal to 8 hours. Equation. Everything should be converted into equations. Only then you'll be able to solve it. Otherwise, no. If anything which cannot be converted into equations cannot be solved under LPP. Simple. Okay. So move on. Should be structured. Structured means converted to equations. I'll write it. It means equations. I need to convert this to equations. Okay. It has been found that LPP. Here, I'll just call it LPP now. This big word, linear programming, LPP. It has been found that LPP has many useful applications to financial decisions. Financial. Obviously, that's why we are studying. If this wouldn't have been for financial decisions, why should we study then? We are here for finance, isn't it? That's why it's there. So, kindly remember, everything, anything which you do in banking, in finance, you must be very clear about it. that everything is related to finance. Only then study, otherwise don't study. Okay? In fact, to be frank, in this world, everything in the end boils down to finance. Everything. You call it anything. You call it engineering, you call it doctor, medical, you call it any, Jyotish, you call it anything. It will ultimately boil down to finance. You call it freebies, free. Take this free. Governments are giving them nowadays. Take this free, that free. This yojana, that yojana. Ladli behna, ladla bhai. Of course. But in the end, where does it boil down? In the end, it boils down to finance. Okay. So coming back. Financial. Okay. Useful in financial decisions. The type of problems should have a linear constraints, and the decision makers must be trying to maximize their linear objective function. Maximize. Now this is an important question. Maximize means what? Here there are two objective functions. In any company there will be only two objectives. Suppose if you are an owner, let's say you are an owner of a company, what will you try? As an owner, forget the owner of the company. In your home, what are you trying? In your home, there are 2 points. Here, I am talking only of finance now. I am not talking of relations. I am keeping relationships separate. Now I am talking of only of finance, money. So in money, what do you do in your home? Same thing, whatever you do in your home, same thing you do in companies. Human being doesn't change. Logic doesn't change. Okay. So, let's say, let me remove this. Where is it? Eraser. Okay. So, we are over here. Constraints, and decision makers must be able to maximize their linear objectives. Here, there are two objectives in any company. One is cost, and second is profit or income, you can call it. Cost or income. Cost or income. Sales you can call it. Profit you can call it. Not an issue. Profit. Right? So there are two things in 2 points in any company. There are only 2 points. You call it employee behavior, you call it HR, you call it finance, you call it investing, you call it raw material, you call it finished goods, you call it sales, you call it this team, that team, you call it audit. Net is what? Cost, profit. Everything, cost and profit. So cost over here, you'll always try to minimize this cost. Any company owner, any company, in your house also, you're trying to minimize the cost. And what are you trying to do? Increase. You're trying to increase the profit or income, you can call it. Increase. Maximize, I will write it. Maximize. So what are you trying to do? You're trying to minimize this cost and maximize the profit or earnings. That's what we do, isn't it? So this maximize word, this word maximize, it is applicable only when there is an incoming money. If it's outgoing money, then this is not applicable. Then this is applicable. Cost, minimize. Got it? Move on. Let's assume that the selling prices, production and marketing costs are known to each other for end products. The firm also has to operate under certain economic, financial and physical constraints. Some examples of the resources and marketing constraints. So, constraint means what? This constraint means limitations. What all are the limitations for me in the company? So, what all are the limitations in any company? What are the limitations? The limitations are, bank may stipulate certain working capital requirements. Bank may tell me, means bank may put a condition while sanctioning the loan. You have to bring in this much margin. You have to bring in your own capital, your own money. That's what is meant over here. Market may not absorb the whole output. Whatever I am producing, let's say 10 lakh cars per month. There should be someone taker. Demand should be there. Otherwise, why am I producing? Same thing is happening with China, isn't it? Have you seen China's situation now? In China, what has happened? They are the production house of the world. Producing. Who are the takers? Europe is under downfall. USA is growing at a lower rate. We are growing at a higher rate, but we have our own companies. Why do we buy from China? We don't buy these cars and big things. We buy some smaller things. Of course, we have a large imports from China. But China has not made everything for our country, Bharat. Their main target is USA and Europe. They both of them are in not slowdown, but Europe is definitely in slowdown. But USA is right now not in slowdown. It may be. So may not absorb. Okay, there is no market to it. Capacity constraints means machine time. My employees are a problem, means employees might go on strike. My machine time is not enough. My machines are older ones. Labor availability. I may not get the labor. Raw materials availability. Okay, I may not get the raw materials. So there can be 1,000 problems. These are only 5. I can have 5,000 problems in any company. Right? So these are known as constraints. Constraint means limitation in which I have to live. हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले, isn't it? हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले. But the problem is, although I want to become the prime minister, but what are my constraints? I am working in the bank. Okay, so that is my constraint. Objective is I want to become the prime minister. Of course, it can't happen. Okay, just an example of this. So move on. Under what conditions LPP problem can be formulated? So how can you formulate? Formulate means how can you write it? What are the important requirements? As the name implies, all the equations are linear. What do you mean by linear? You can't have x square over here. X square, y square, not allowed. It can be only x, y. Even z. Z is also allowed, but everything is degree is 1. This is known as degree. X raised to 1, y raised to 1, z raised to 1. That is known as linear. This is known as curvilinear. Whenever you have more than 1 degree, that's called as curvilinear. There are many. Curvilinear, linear, curvilinear, parabolic, hyperbolic, all these. 12th standard science. Okay, hyperbola, parabola. Okay, so forget it. You are not required to learn all this. You are only required to learn whether it's linear or non-linear. Simple. This implies proportionality. For example, if it takes 4 persons to produce 1 unit, then we require 12 persons to produce 3 units. This is a simple equation, isn't it? 4 persons can build a wall in this 1 day, or can build 1 wall. So if I want to build 3 walls, how many persons will be required? 4 3 are 12. Right? So this is linear. You will say, what is this equation, sir? Sir, this is example of LPP. Okay, simplest example of LPP. The constraints are known and deterministic. Known and deterministic means what? Constraints means limitations. They are known. You can form the equations out of it. Okay, that is the probabilities of occurrence are presumed to be 0 or 1. So compulsorily, kindly note, the probability of any event in LPP is compulsorily 1. Compulsorily. There is no 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. Compulsorily 1. Okay. Most important rule is that all the variables should have a non-negative values. Non-negative means what? See here, what do you mean by non-negative? It means here there are 4 quadrants. Now science students, those who are commerce, kindly note, there are 4 quadrants. Even commerce might be knowing this because this was there in your schools. First, second, third and fourth. Right? These are the 4 quadrants. In first quadrant, both are positive. X is positive, either 0 or positive, means this is positive. Okay. Here x is negative and y is positive. Here x is negative, y is negative. Here x is positive and y is negative. So LPB is compulsorily in this area. Both are positive. Non-negative means not only positive, it can be 0 also. It can be over here also, origin. But it can't be in this area, it can't be in this area, it can't be in this area. That's what is the meaning. Non-negative. The decision variables are also divisible. So divisible means what? They are real numbers. That's what is meaning. Real numbers means divisible. Okay? Now I told you I'll be solving this numerical. This is the biggest case study and we'll be solving that. Okay? This is the biggest case study, everyone note. It will take around 10 minutes, but this case study is there for 5 marks in exam. 5 marks. You'll remember me whenever you'll go for the exams. Okay? Either this case study comes or the second case study is of that radio and television. Same, no change. Either radio, you say radio, television, or cricket bat and whatever this, chess. Okay? One and the same. Logic is which is to be produced more. See this. In exam, you always get the question to form the constraint equation. See, the question over here is, look at this. Huh? Everyone read this. A company manufactures cricket bats and chess sets. Each cricket bat gives profit of rupees 2 and chess set gives a profit of rupees 4. So profit is clearly given over here. Second is what? Now availability of workshop. Now how many workshops are required? 3 workshops are required for manufacturing both cricket bat and chess set. What is the availability? 120 hours. Total hours available are 120 of workshop 1. Now in this 120 hours, I'll have to manufacture cricket bat also and chess set also. Okay? Workshop 2, 72 hours for cricket bat also and chess set also together. Workshop 3, 10 hours. Again, cricket bat and chess set together. Now look at the second line. Cricket bat requires 4 hours of this workshop 1. Chess set requires 6 hours of workshop 1. So one cricket bat requires 4 hours of chess set 1. One cricket bat. We are talking over here of one cricket bat. Okay? One cricket bat requires 4 hours of workshop 1 and one chess set requires 6 hours of workshop 1. Similarly, the same cricket bat requires 2 hours of workshop 1, workshop 2 and 6 hours of workshop 3. Same cricket bat means here, understand what is happening. This cricket bat I am manufacturing, so I'll first send that wood. It's made from wood. I'll send that wood to workshop 1. That workshop 1 will take 4 hours. Then I'll send it to workshop 2. It will take 2 hours. Then I'll send it to workshop 3. And this is 0 hours. So finally this will be my final bat. Final bat will come out from workshop 3. So after going through all these phases, same for chess set. This is for one cricket bat, one chess set. But let's say now, instead of one, I am operating, let's say, preparing daily. Daily I am preparing X cricket bats and Y chess sets. Let's say I am preparing X cricket bats and Y chess sets on a daily basis. Daily basis. So now you'll have to divide this part, this numerical. How to divide? You have to divide it into 2 parts. One is objective, second is constraints. See here, what is the question? Form the constraint and the objective equations. That's what is required. You are not required to solve it. Form the constraint and the objective equations. You are not required to solve it. Because solving in exam is not possible in that limited time. They always stick to this part, constraint and form the equations. That's it. If you are able to form the equations, nowadays we have computers, right? AI. You will just put the equations in that. You will get the answer. But forming the equation is important. You are required to form both objective and constraint. Okay? What is given? Look at this. What is your objective? You are a company owner. Let's say you are the owner of this company. What is the profit of this cricket bat? 2 rupees per bat. Chess set 4 rupees per chess set. Now what am I manufacturing? I am manufacturing X cricket bats. What did I write? See this. X cricket bats and Y chess sets. So what will be my total profit then? Let's solve. See this. What is the profit? Objective, I'll write it up. First objective. Objective. Okay, everyone. Focus on this, objective. Cricket. I'll just write CB, cricket bat. How many I am manufacturing? X. What is the profit on each cricket bat? 2. 2 is the profit on each cricket bat. So what is my total profit? What is my total profit? 2x. Now chess set. CS, I'll write. Okay, CS. Chess set. How many I am manufacturing? Y. What is the profit? 4. What is my total profit? 4y. On chess set. So what is my total profit now? I am the owner of the company. I require both. So my total profit will be what? 2x plus 4y. And this I will call it Z. Z function. Z function is always known as the objective function. Okay. So this Z function is 2x plus 4y. Now you answer me. Will this Z function be maximize or minimize? You answer me. Maximize. Or will it be minimize? Now I have to cut one, cancel one. Which I will. You give me the answer. Will I maximize or minimize? You give me that. Other thing I will do it. Comment section. I am in the profit zone. See, objective is of profit. So profit, what did I say earlier? Profit is always to be maximized. So this I'll cancel it. Profit is maximize. Okay. So this is my profit, maximize. Got it, everyone? Now objective is done. What about the constraints? Let's see. Constraints. Okay. This is done. So forget it. Now this is over. Cancel this. Okay, over. I'll write it over here. Now we have to look at this part. What are the constraints? Constraint is about this workshop. Everything is about the workshop, right? So what are the constraints? Let's see. Okay. See this. How many hours is this workshop one having? 120. Maximum time it can work is 120 hours. So if I am producing X cricket bats, one bat is requiring how many hours? 4. One chess set is requiring how many hours? 6. And how many I am preparing? Y. So total workshop 1. How many hours will I require for cricket bat? One bat is having 4 hours. So X bats will have 4x hours. So this will be 4x. This will be 6y. Getting this point? Not getting it? See this. Let's say this is 4 hours. Okay. Let me make this eraser. Bring this eraser over here. Okay. Now you tell me. I am having, let's say, I am preparing 2 cricket bats. So one bat is requiring how many hours? 4 hours. So 2 cricket bats I am producing. So it will require how many hours? 8 hours. How did you come to 8? 4 multiplied by 2. 2 bats. Similarly, 3 bats. 4 3s. 4 bats. 4 4s. X bats. 4x. 4x. 6y. This much workshop time will be required. So if this is my total workshop time for 4x bats and 6y chess sets, what is the total workshop this will be open? This workshop will be open for 120 hours. So this equation should be, I'll write it here over here only, isn't it? So constant equation will be 4x plus 6y should be less than or equal to 120. 4x plus 6y should be less than or equal to 120. Done. First equation is done. Now, once you got the logic, second is very easy. Now you give me the second equation. Everyone, give me the second equation, this one, or this second one. Everyone, give me for the second one. Give me for the third also. Second, third, both. So your answer is over. Answer is over. Okay? Fast. Comment section. Yes, what is the answer? See this. It is 2x plus again what? 6 hours only. 6y is less than or equal to 72. 2x plus 6y is less than or equal to 72. It can be more than 72 hours, right? Third one, 0x plus 1y is less than or equal to 10 hours. Right? So these are the constant equations. Answer is done. Answer is done. Okay? Form the constant and objective equations. Form. You have to just form them. Forming is very important. Solution is very easy. Once you are able to form this, you can just solve it. Solving will take some time. We'll take it someday else. In exam, you generally don't get to solve. In exam, you get to form. Okay? So here, remember, your problem gets over. This is for 5 marks. Kindly note, 5 marks, just forming. Okay? Chalo. Now, I told you that I'll be showing you the focus batch. See this, the new batch which is coming up for this CAIIB, okay, is on 21st. Let me show you. Go to attend 24/7. Everyone go through the app. Always remember, go through the app. Okay. In the app, you're getting 1% extra. See this focus batch. In the app, you're getting 1% extra through the coin system. There is a coin system. You get 1% extra because of that. Okay. So look at this 80% discount offer is right now going on. Okay. How to get this 80% discount offer? For that, you need to put this code. What is this code here? Otherwise, you are getting lesser discount. But if you put this code Y432, Y432, if you put this code, then the discount offer becomes 80%. Look at this. 80%. And if you put this along with this code, if you purchase through the app if you purchase, then you get +1. So net you get 81%. Okay, but for that you'll have to purchase through the app and use the code, this code Y432. Okay, don't miss this. And what do you get in this focus batch? In this focus batch you get number 1, ebooks, number 2, tests. These ebooks and tests are to the level of chapter wise. Per chapter you are having it, chapter wise. Ebooks, tests, then your recorded videos, live sessions, doubt solving. AI tool is there. AI is there, AI tool. You can ask the doubt anytime on the AI tool. 3 a.m. night, you can ask, you'll get the answer immediately. AI tool is there. Don't miss it. Okay? I'll be back with another session tomorrow. And till then, bye. Okay? Follow the YT series without fail. And like the channel. Again, I'm telling you, like the channel, like this video.